So today on Project Shop, we're getting back on the old F350 here, and we have all the good stuff to fix the AC system. So originally, I replaced the blower motor, and then I was going to replace the switch right there, or the resistor, and then I couldn't get the resistor out, so I just put it back in, and I had to order a pigtail so I can cut the harness. And I figured, hey, we'll get that working because my blower motor seized, and then we'll have some AC. But then I realized literally the whole clutch fell off of the AC compressor, and that compressor was slowly leaking anyway. So what we got here is a we have a new harness. It's a common thing, they sell them. We have the thing I couldn't replace the first time around, the resistor. Okay, so we should be able to get that on there today. Then we have a brand new AC compressor with a new clutch. Come with this oil stuff. We have a filter. Comes with a bunch of seals. And then we have this thing here. I forget the particular name of this. This is a receiver dryer. And then when we have the compressor out, I have a new idler pulley, because I believe my idler pulley is chirping or whatever. So I've had to replace this mechanism here on my other truck before. And then these two pulleys, I believe, I don't know if they've ever been changed on this truck. I recently, within the past year, replaced that top idler pulley. So the only other pulleys that need to be changed are those two. And when we got the neighbor's Matco AC sucker thingy over here sucking down the system right now, so we're recovering the stuff that's in it. We're going to put all this stuff on here. We're going to pull a vacuum on the system, dry it out, and then we'll put the stuff that was in there, if there was any. I don't know how much stuff was actually left in there, but I'm hoping we can recover some of it. And then yeah, because it is brutal. Look at that sun. Okay, it is brutal out here right now. I mean, I don't know, it's probably in the 90s or in July, dead of summer. So we need to get this AC running, because I've been running the crap out of this truck lately, and just sitting in traffic with no AC in the middle of summer in South Florida is not something you want to do. I don't care who you are, man, it'll drain you. Oh, and I also have the tranny dipstick too. We're going to try to get on. I do have a new fuel pump. Now I'm not going to change this yet. There's nothing wrong with fuel pump on the truck, but once I start spinning this black diesel with the centrifuge here, I know for a fact my other truck in the back there, I went through 2 pumps in the first year because it cleans the tank, and there's no filter between the tank and that pickup pump. I am going to try and order the hutch mod, which comes with a filter and all the stuff, to where I could put a filter between the tank before I actually start running this stuff in this truck, or close to it, because I've been down that road before, and I know I'm probably going to be going through some pumps. Now eventually we're going to do a nice upgraded system, but right now we got to do one step at a time. We got to start saving some money so we can start putting that towards the truck. I've already acquired a bunch of people around here that just are like, they're already telling me, hey, come get the oil. Hundreds of gallons. So I'm super stoked about that. I have no shortage of oil that I can make my own free fuel. So yeah, we're good on that stuff. But it's one step at a time, and right now I need to have ice cold AC in the truck. Oh, the oil has not been leaking, so we solved that. Still don't know where the power steering's leaking from. It's not a bad leak. I probably have to top it up once every week and a half. Just got to keep my eye on it. I have no idea where it's leaking from, but it's got a slow drip somewhere. I'm gonna do another round of cleaning, and then we'll find the wet spot, and eventually we'll get to that. But right now, today we're working on AC. We got a couple more minutes for this to suck down, and then we'll start pulling off the compressor. And once the compressor's off and out of the way, that's where it's gonna make it just a little bit easier to get to the thing. So I'm gonna go get a breaker bar, pull the belt off, and start loosening, pulling the connections, loosening that, get that out of there. Matter of fact, while this is all out, I'll do the plug. It'll be easy to get to certain things while the compressor's out. All right, man, we got this thing all stuck down. Now, first thing we're gonna do, take this belt off, and they make it really easy, except for the fact that my thing is kind of limp. There we go. Oh, she's going far. So that's really easy, and there we go. All right, now that pulley I actually had blow up on me way up north, and now I keep spare belts in the truck, but when your pulley goes, ain't much you can do about that. Let's see. And what I did is I got in the truck, I pulled the belt completely off. It had wrapped around and shredded and all kinds of things. Let me get a pic for that. Man, I wasn't too far from my shop. I was only about maybe 10 miles, but I was coming from way up north. Try and get that off without breaking. These things are so brittle. There we go. What I did is I started the truck, I watched my temperature. Now there's no water pumping through the system at this point. I fired the truck up, ran it up to about 90 mile an hour with my trailer that I was hauling, and I shut the truck off, and I just let it cool down. Okay, what's next? We need to pull this thing off, so we need that size. We gotta bust this loose. Let's start with just getting the compressor out. So we're gonna take this nut off the back here and loosen these 4 bolts. And it should pop right out. Should be as easy as pie. Okay. That's easy enough. And that might still be a 10 millimeter. No. Stepping it up. Okay. Why someone's got so many washers on there. That's interesting. Is the screw bottoming out or something? That doesn't even make any sense. Same size. Yeah. Okay. They're all the same size, so that didn't make any sense. Just put these over here for now. And bam! It should come right up. She was gone, man. She got some wear in her. I'm pretty sure we had stuffed some seals in there. At some point, me and Steve pulled this off, and put a new seal on it. Okay, now that that's off and out of the way, let's focus on this. Oh. Okay. We're gonna get up on top of this thing. See what we can do here. I guess we can look at the new one, see where the bolt's gonna be. We might have to pull a pulley off. I hope it's not a 13. I got a 13 cracked. Of course. I mean, a 13 is kind of loose. What would that be, 1/2 inch? That 1/2 inch fits it much better. Okay, you know, I don't understand why they got to go back and forth and they can't just make it, or one standard of measurement. So we got 1/2 inch from one thing to the other is not gonna work. This 13 is cracked, man. I need a 13, yeah. I need a short one. Man, that's not gonna get it. Now this pulley here, I'm gonna keep that in the truck actually, because that's actually not bad. And I had checked these pulleys before. I never thought it was the actual pulley. I thought it was the mechanism that was squeaking. But I wanted to change them out and get new pulleys on this thing, because I replaced this one not too long ago, and I just want them all new, especially with I'm gonna be driving this thing a lot more, so we got to get this thing dialed. Yeah, I think it would have broke. Not only that, it's not enough for him. Man, look at them chunks taken out of my fan blade, dude. There's 2 blades right there. Maybe that's where that AC pulley dropped down in there. The clutch, yeah, when it disappeared somewhere, that could have caused all kinds of problems, man. Okay. All right. Oh. Hopefully that's where all the squeaking was coming from.
Watch yourself for that.
Put this thing back on. Ah, man, that's warm. See if we can't use our Ford wrench on our Ford. Okay. Whoa, maybe not. Wow. Okay. What do we got next? Okay. What the hell is holding this thing? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, while all this is kind of off and out of the way, I'm going to undo that. Okay, so last time I was not able to get this out. They're just kind of married together. So let's bring over the other one and see if they just line up. Just make sure all this plugs in with our other thing. Okay. Looks good to me. We got green, black, orange, and yellow. So it's pretty straightforward. We're just gonna snip. I probably should be disconnecting the batteries doing this. And that is one cooked thing. All right. Now I'm on the fence. I'd really like to clean the coil, and it looks like, it almost looks like I could unbolt this thing and open it up, but I'm not really sure. I don't really want to get into it that far. I'm hoping that it blows okay, but you know what? Since I'm going this far, I'm right here. Let me just let me go see if I can't find any information on if this opens up and I can clean this right here, right now, by just pulling a couple things off. Because that'll be better than me putting it back together and it not blowing through because of the thing being clogged. Okay, so I went and just popped. I could have swore my other truck I cleaned it pretty easily, and I think I can pop this cover off right here and get to it. Now, I don't think this thing has a cabin filter, so this thing, as old as it is, a piece of wire, just, that's a piece of house wire. What the heck? Oh man, maybe that's stopping my so I replaced the vacuum pump on this. It looks like someone was in here. I did get this truck from an electrician, so the fact there's a piece of house solid core wire in here is kind of funny. We're gonna pull that out because I'm pretty sure that actually works, because I replaced the blower, or I placed the vacuum pump. But I'm gonna pull these, I think 6 bolts out, and see if we can't get in there and clean this coil before we go any further. Okay, so unfortunately this is not what I thought it was. I believe this is the heater core. I'm glad I opened this up and seen that wire. And this is pretty clean, so I'm just gonna button this back up and then go back to looking at the front. Fortunately, this was a little waste of time, but you know what? At least now I know that I can access the heater core. Okay, so this is a little challenging because I got big fat hands and it's tight, but it's actually not too bad if you can get to all the screws. This thing comes right off, and I'm glad I decided to go this far, because look what we have here. I got to get 2 more screws out, and I'm probably going to take this bracket off right here, but it's probably hard to tell. That thing is just absolutely clogged. So I'm going to get them last 2 screws out. I'm going to take this bracket off. We're going to pull this thing. I don't know if we're going to pull it all the way out. I don't know if that's where that thing goes. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've gone this far. I really wish I would have had a new coil. Hopefully the coil is not where it was leaking, and we can clean it up and put it back in there. So I'm gonna see if I can't get it out. It looks like we're literally, I might not even have to, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to take the last 2 screws out, because this has to come up and out. I did have to take the turbo tube off. It's a little bit more work than I was expecting to get into, but you know what? I need this thing to work good. So we're here, we might as well do it. All right, man, so I am totally glad I went ahead and opened that up, man. That thing is just completely clogged. I don't know if this comes off here. I think this is where that, I thought somewhere up here is where that thing went, but I don't know if this comes off or if I can get that off. I don't know if I have that in the kit. I might just have to clean it in place, but as you can see, I mean, that is 100% blockage right there. That's kind of nasty. I'm gonna hit that with all kinds of cleaners. I might even have coil cleaner somewhere in here, and then I might hit that with some bleach, kill any mold. I'm gonna have the neighbor call and see if he can't get me a new one real quick. I don't know if that's possible. Going this far, we might as well at least try, or you know, if we're on a budget, I'm gonna see if I can't clean that up. We're gonna see if we can't just blow this thing out. I'm gonna just blow into that box. Well, I'm trying to clean this thing because it's filthy. I put some stuff on it and soak it, and I was blowing from the backside. The stuff's coming off. Man, look how nasty that is. Looks good on that side. Alright, we're gonna see if we can't get this cleaned. And hopefully this thing is not leaking. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tape these ends off. We had to pull this off anyway. That's where our little doohickey goes. Wow. There's all kinds of crud and debris up in there. It looks like a piece of metal. Whoo! Well, we know it goes in that way. This ain't nothing special. This is just Formula 88 degreaser. Okay, so we got most of that. I'm gonna go, I kind of messed up some of those coils. I'll try to straighten them out. That's, even if I didn't straighten out, this is 90% better than it was. This was like 95% clogged. Like the truck blew cold air, but it just wasn't enough volume to like cool down the big cab. So I'm gonna take this in the back. It's got a lot of like, looks like dog hair, just fuzz and whatnot. I'm gonna see if I can't suck that out with the vacuum. All right, there you have it. That is 99.9% better. Well, maybe 98% better. Almost as clean as that side. Yeah. So blowing it out, washing it out, sucking it out, I think we're good to go. What I'd like to do is, well, I'm gonna blow it out one more time. What I'd like to do is find a way to see where this thing picks up the air and see if I can't build something that'll act as a air filter. I'm sure maybe they make one by now, but I'm gonna look into that. But for now, I say this is probably the original coil. This is 99, so we're talking 26 years old. 26 years of grime we just washed out of there. Now it's not 100% clean, but I think it's going to flow way better than it would have, obviously, if I would have left it. So I'm going to dry this out, get this reinstalled. The toughest part of this whole thing, I'm telling you, was this right here. This thing was in there like this, okay, and getting to that bolt, and that bolt was a nightmare for my big fat fingers. So also there was a heat shield here. I am going to have to look into getting a new piece of foil for that or something. I might have a piece of fiberglass around here somewhere that I can put in there, because the exhaust and the head is right there. But I think we're going to be all right for now. I'm just going to slap this thing back in here, put my my new filter. I can't believe how crusty that thing is. Look at them big chunks, man. That was chunks of something, man. That filter stopped. There's a little arrow. Put it in that way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in that way. And we got all the seals we need to replace every seal in the system. I don't know about what's on the other side of this. We got 3 seals there we'll have to deal with. Oh, we do have a spring in there. It did come with a new spring. And we got seals there. We got seals over here. But we're just gonna, there's a lot more seals than we're actually gonna replace. I'm gonna blow this off real quick. And yeah, let's get this thing back together. Okay, so we got all that back in there. I do need to put these back on. So the new thing didn't come with any rubber, so I had some thick rubber 10 mil tape I wrapped it with. Now I do have an issue here. One, I'm missing a bolt and not really sure where it goes. And then 2, I have an extra bolt and I'm not really sure where that goes. Or I'm not sure where those went. Well, I know where these go. This is gonna go here. Okay, that's straightforward. And then this gets plugged up underneath right here. Really upset I lost a bolt. I could have swore I put them all over here. It might actually be in the socket. But anyway, this is going back together pretty good. I still have to, I should have did this while this was off, but I was trying to, the neighbor had to go run home and check on his dog and his daughter. I was trying to get this done before he left because it's going to take an hour to suck the system down and then power it back up. So what I'm going to do now is the compressor. Now it's telling me, really weird, it's saying drain the oil from the new compressor and dispose of it. And then it says install half of oil charge into the compressor and the remainder throughout the system. I guess we're going to add half of this, and I guess we're supposed to dump it directly into the system. I don't know, but we're going to get this thing installed, and as soon as he gets back, we'll suck it down and fire this bad boy up. All right, we're getting down to the last of it. So I did find out where that bolt goes. It actually goes into the back right here to hold that on. Now, I haven't located my other nut. I think it did fall, or it's around here somewhere. I don't know. I put oil in this thing, turned it over a couple times, lubricated it. It said put oil in the system somewhere else, but I'm just gonna send it the way it is. Put enough oil in it. There was plenty of oil in this thing. So I'm gonna get this thing tightened back up. The neighbor's gonna be on his way back over here soon. I wanna have this thing buttoned up and get the belt on and everything like that before he gets here. And then I'm gonna get back up underneath to here and take a look at that dipstick one more time. See if I can't reach up under there. It's just, it's tight. It's in a weird spot. I don't even know how I could reach it without like having the truck on a lift. But I would like to get that done today as well. I don't like the fact that that's open. I do have a filter kit for this transmission, so we will be getting into that here shortly. But for now, We're gonna find our bolts. Hopefully. Maybe we're not gonna find our bolts. There's our bolts. Now, they had all these spacers for whatever reason back here. Oh, and these things come with inserts. The longer ones I put down here to lock it in. And then I just put the top ones. I don't know if you're even supposed to put them in, but I figured better have them in there. So that's pretty much it. Tighten this down, we'll get that back on. There's already seals here, so I'm just gonna clean the face of that really good. Button this back up. I think we're golden, man. I'm gonna get this together, that way he can come over here and start doing his thing, and I will do this. That'll be the last thing I do here. And I gotta get my vacuum pump secured back down. I kind of pulled it out the other day, and now I can't get it to go back down. Not that it really matters, but we should have it secured. And I got to fix this line. I literally have a nail blocking that one. This truck originally came with vacuum hubs. They've been since changed out to manual hubs, which I like a lot better. This truck has a switch on the dash though to put it in four-wheel drive, and I actually need to, if you don't use that switch a lot, you'll actually have problems with it wanting to stick. And last time I tried to use the four-wheel drive, it got stuck in 4 low, and I had to sit there and play with it. So they recommend you actually put it in and out every couple weeks or a couple months, just to make sure that it's not sticking. But anyway, I'm gonna get this buttoned up, get the wires plugged back in, and then we'll take one more look at that dipstick, see if I can't get up there. If not, I'm gonna have to see if I can't get this up on my neighbor's lift and get that sorted out. So we had a problem with the new idler belt tensioner. I was trying to get the belt on. Something's weird about this. It wouldn't let me turn it far enough to get the belt on, and I was holding it in place, and all of a sudden it snapped. So now we're not getting our thing working. Gotta make sure my vacuum pump is actually working. Oh, there we go. Vacuum pump wasn't even working, the plug came out. I kind of fixed the line. Yeah, I guess that's my fault for ordering cheap parts off Amazon. And you know what? Shame on me. I should have known better. As much as I drive this truck, I should just be getting OEM parts. All right, yeah, now we got air coming out. Oh, and it's blowing good too. Let's see if that never worked. Our selectors are working now. That's low. I mean, that's really low. That's a decent amount. I feel like maybe we're losing air somewhere. Let me go check that door. I wonder if there's something else in here. Is that an adjustment? I wonder if this thing is just getting in the way. I'm gonna cut that out of there. I don't think that's needed anymore. It's blowing cold. Yeah, the vacuum pump wasn't on. It wasn't plugged in.
Okay.
So this thing right here, this creates vacuum in this thing.
Yeah.
Someone put this in here to hold this in place. This is like a house wire. This isn't for the truck, man. Someone put that there. Almost forgot I had the truck running over here. So everything seems to be running good. Got a lot of AC water on the ground there. That's a good sign. She's blowing cold. Oh yeah. She's nice. She's blowing nice, guys. I'm gonna be able to enjoy the summers. You got an odd smell in the truck. That might just because I had it sitting here for idling for 20 minutes. A couple things. I will be getting a OEM part for the thing, the tensioner. The tensioner was whacked, man. I put it on, I turned it, it stops, you know, which is normal. I couldn't get the belt to go up underneath one of the pulleys. It just wasn't letting me. I thought I was off one of the ribs. I tried everything I could. I even took it back off thinking it wasn't sitting right. Put it back on. It just would not cam far enough back to allow me to get the belt on. So I was sitting there and I wasn't even pulling on it hard. I was just holding it in place so that I could I was trying to push the belt up underneath, like almost force it, which wouldn't have been good. It would have been putting too much tension on the belt anyway. And it just snapped. It just released. And I remember when I was looking at it, I was like, wow, that's kind of chintzy looking, the way it just was kind of designed compared to the original one. So we're just going to get an original one. But the crazy thing is, I don't have the chirping sound right now, which is weird. So anyway, we got a lot more stuff we need to do to this truck. I think I'm just going to go ahead and make a whole list, and then we'll go over the whole truck. And then I'd like any suggestions, stuff that anybody that has one of these trucks, things that they've done, upgrades, different mods, you know, because I plan on keeping this truck and my truck for the rest of my life. I don't plan on ever getting rid of them. I'll rebuild. I mean, once I start burning free fuel, the amount of money I'm going to save per year in fuel, I could rebuild an engine a year if I had to. Not that I would have to, but you know, we're going to have a surplus of cash to drop into the truck to keep it going, keep it on the road, start making this thing nice, fix all the things that are wrong with it, and bring it back to a nice truck. Like I said, I really need to get my other truck on the road and take this truck off the road. Not off the road, just have, you know, make this a nicer truck. This is the full 4 doors, 4-wheel drive. You know, this is a nicer, it's basically the same thing as the other truck out back, except for it has the full 4 doors, you know, and I just like it better. So we're going to make one a straight up scrap hauling beast, and then we'll make one just kind of a nice truck as a backup, you know, and or I'll haul, maybe one day I'll get a 5th wheel camper and you know, have a little toy hauler. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some micro scrapping I'm going to be getting to here a little bit. Oliver stopped by, and we got some really, like I said, I can't say what it is, but I have some really cool content coming up in the next week or two. Plus, today the guy that actually gave me this truck called me, and I went to a job at the Kravitz Center, which is like a huge, where they put on plays and shows and stuff like that. I was 120 feet up in the air with all these pulleys and on a catwalk looking at cable this big that they're getting rid of. So hopefully we'll be able to score that. We're talking a couple 1,000 pounds of cable to replacing. So it's all number 2, but it'll be a nice pickup, go rate and sell, make some decent money. So stay tuned for all that, and stay tuned for more truck repairs and whatever else we get into the shop. I'm really trying to clean up and then get on some projects, some cool projects, man. I got some really cool things in the works. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. asking for?